Okay, so here's a quick run through of what I've done to the new project so far. The setup, so the main file, absolutely nothing in there at the moment other than obviously the run. This at the moment, all I've basically done with this program is I've set up the GLFW window, set up the ImGui and set up the ImGui docking. Apart from that, nothing else. So this is just to start building the structure for this new project. So there's not that much code to go through at the moment. A lot of this is very similar to the original project, the Spidex game engine. There are tweaks in it. I'm doing things differently this time round as to how they were done in the old version. I'm also making sure that I put loads of comments everywhere because I've got to make sure this time that I understand what I'm doing. The lines of code I type, I have to understand what those lines of code are actually doing. So if later on I need to come back and make adjustments, I can come in and find out which bits are working, which bits aren't. This is quite a long file because this has got the ImGui menu in it. So create the instance of the window. This just sets up the GLFW icon. This is the setup of the ImGui stuff, setting flags, different types of flags. That's the shaded version that's not used at the moment because we're not doing any shaders. Just more flags and stuff. This piece here sets up using the Font Awesome icons, so you can use the Font Awesome icons in ImGui. This sets up the fonts as we get the fonts. Choose the font we want. The font I'm using is Comic. This implements the ImGui OpenGL frames bits and pieces. This is the docking, 44 lines of code to get docking working. I've got a little thing here set for on off because later on I want to be able to select whether you can have the docking on or docking off. So that's why that's set up like that. That will be moved eventually into a proper setup. But this is how the ImGui works. I had to change this one because I want it to, when the scene starts, I want to be able to see the image in the scene frame. You have to set this flag so as it does the scene. It shows the scene up straight away without having to do other things to it. This is all just setting up the flags for different bits and pieces, viewport, etc. Whether the window's full screen, which obviously you want it to be. All these bits and pieces are just this one here is if you want to set a padding around the window. So the window, I'll have a properties window eventually, so if you wanted to have a slight gap around the properties window, this is where you set the properties, the gap for that. Begin the dock space. This is all, this little bit here submits the information of the docking space to the ImGui ini file. So you keep the information of how the dock space is being used in the ImGui ini file. Nothing in that piece yet. This is just the main menu, how you set up a menu in ImGui. Really simple stuff. Worked perfectly alright in the other program. In this docking this time, I've managed to do away with that because when you do the ImGui tutorials and stuff, the original one, it comes with you end up with a menu and everything and a title bar along the top. You can get rid of all that, and like I say, you can get this down to 44 lines of code, which is really quite useful because is that you don't need the docking menu bar. It's ridiculous. This is the main window, which I'm not utilising at the moment, but this will be the main window where everything will be drawn in on the thing, and this is just the closing down of the program. This is just the setting up of the GLFW window. That all comes into here, and it's all pretty straightforward stuff. This is slightly different to how I did it in the other program. The code's done slightly differently. Sets the Windows hints and bits and pieces up. If it fails, then just returns false, otherwise you get a success message printed in the console. Have to make the frame current, otherwise nothing works at all. Load the GLAD. If it fails, put a message on the screen. If it's successful, put a message on the screen. That's really it. And I've just started the keyboard input, which is very simple. Properties, totally the same as what the original one was. You have to add in the directory where all your vendors are kept. You have to have tell it where the GLFW lib is. Later on, if there are other libs, that'll obviously have to be added in there as that as well. Input, we need to do the OpenGL 32 lib, the GLFW lib. That's pretty much it. I've changed it to the language standard to the C++ 20. I still haven't found any reason why I shouldn't have it for that. And it's all pretty much working. You have to include those. I've already said that. Don't go over it. That's all good. And hopefully you click the button and you get a nice clean window with docking. Very simple. Actually, I was surprised how simple the docking was. I know I had it in the other one, but in the other one it was a mess. I ended up with a title bar along the top here. I had a load of silly menus on the side. That's only because that's how they'd done it for showing the demonstration of how all the different docking things can work. So yeah, it's all good. So that's the start of the new project, and hopefully there will be many more of it. The code's on GitHub. There's a link in the description. Thanks for watching if you did.